Dun dun dun! Guys, on oral sessions today, I'm joined by none other than my own freaking mom, Carole. How are you doing?
Fine.
Is it weird being on this show with me? I guess I have to lean forward to not mess up our mic situation.
It is. Yeah.
It's weird?
Yeah.
No, well, it's gonna be fine. You're in a safe zone. I can't stop looking at my own boobs in the video. So if you guys are just listening to the audio, just know that we have a YouTube page where my boobs are up to my chin because I'm about to deliver a baby any day. Any damn day. Okay, so my mom is a guest on the show. She just flew into Las Vegas. We've been here 2 weeks now, just about, which has gone by really quick. You're here because I'm about to have a baby. You also have a house here. You're moving into that. Where life is changing at a very rapid pace. How do you feel about all these changes?
It's exciting. I can't wait for the baby.
What do you think she's going to be like?
Oh, probably a whiny, cryy baby like you were.
I feel like I was a pretty good baby.
Oh, you weren't. You couldn't remember this part. No. Other than the crying thing, 24/7, you were a good baby.
It's the only way you get shit done, I've realized. Sometimes the squeaky wheel gets the grease, they say. I learned that from a very early age. How is it transitioning, or like the excitement, I guess, of waiting for a grandchild as opposed to your own child? Because like if my kid...
Close.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I feel like, I mean, obviously having your own kid is like, holy shit. Like, I don't even know what to expect because I've never been there. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if my vagina is going to tear to my hole. I don't know what the is going to happen. But aside from then actually having the baby at home, and then is breastfeeding going to be okay? Is my baby going to, you just want your baby to be healthy. Of course, that's like the main concern. But I think to be a grandparent, you're like, oh my God, this now other extension
I
of
want to
you.
buy everything for both grandkids. Like, I feel like it's my responsibility. Like, no.
But like, yeah, because you like say there are days that my kid is crying and being a pain in the ass. You can go, deuces, not my problem. I'm going home.
Oh, I would never do that.
You say that now.
No, I know I would never do that.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like that would be like the best part of being a grandparent, is being like, I get to get all the good parts, and then when I'm over it, I get to go home. Right? A little bit?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think it'll take a while for me to get, maybe when they're 5 and 6 and being little buggers running around.
True. So my brother just also had a son, 5 months ago? 4 months ago?
No, 6.
6 months.
Maybe, yeah.
Coming up to 6 months. Okay, so my brother just had his kid. I'm having mine. How weird is it having a grandchild during a pandemic?
I was shocked. I was shocked when Laura and Eric came over to tell me they were pregnant.
Yeah.
And then I was shocked when you guys called me. So
here we are. But that is sort of the name of the game during quarantine. What else is anyone going to do, right? Everyone's just getting it on. So now we're having babies.
I was knitting and crocheting.
But what did it bum you out though? Like when Eric had Paul, that you couldn't just go right to the hospital and like, because you've not been able to visit a lot because of the pandemic.
I've only seen him twice.
Yeah.
Once when he was about 2 weeks, and maybe 4 months. Maybe 5 months.
Yeah, 4 or 5 months, something like that.
Yeah.
That's got to be hard though, because you're about a 2-hour drive normally when you're home in Canada from Eric, but to know that you've got a grandchild that you've not been able to see, like that kind of sucks.
Oh, it's horrible.
That's got to be really sad.
And I was even worried about getting here.
Right.
For the baby's delivery. Yeah.
But it worked out. She made it. She made it across the border. I was talking on here how I became a citizen. So I'm now an American citizen, which means that now I'm going to be able to sponsor you to come live in the United States. How do you feel about that?
I think I'm going to try to get a job on the Strip. Something.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
I don't know.
Oh, you've never told me that. I just thought you were going to hang out. What do you want to do? Like a cocktail waitress?
No, I'm just joking.
I feel like you would do something like that.
No, it'd be something bizarre if I was going to do it.
Like what? Like working on Fremont? Like the guy who you had to like kick in the nuts for money?
No. You know what?
You could be one of those nuns that have their boobs out.
That's the one I want to be.
You could do that. There's a nun on Fremont. She dresses as a nun, but she's got her knockers out. So you could do that.
it's so shocking when she turns around that people go, oh,
hey now.
Yeah.
You're not ready for it. You're not expected to see that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was I guess just going all the way back to me being a baby, what was it like preparing to raise kids when you were, I mean, so you had Eric at 30, me at 32. What were we like as babies? I guess specifically me, people aren't listening. No offense, Eric, but you're the back of the line here, kid.
No, you were honestly both really good kids. You were just a little whiny where you needed to be held and carried around.
When did I stop being like that?
Last year.
No, for real.
Let me see. I don't know, maybe 3.
Okay, so that's not so bad. But then I became like pretty independent, right?
Oh gosh, yeah.
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 So I mean,
if Eric had any problems with any neighborhood kids, Renee would go out, like, I think you're probably like 2 or 3. Mm-hmm. And I was like, where are you going? She's like, I'm going to get Ryan.
Oh yeah, because kids were bullying my brother at the time. Okay, so us as kids, what are some things that I need to look out for in my kid that, like, you know, one thing that always sticks out in my head that you would say to me, like when you and I would get in like big arguments and stuff, and you'd be like, I've never done this before. Like anytime we would be going through an argument, or like you're learning things for the first time. And I think that obviously kids don't think about that because we just look to our parents.
Yeah,
like, well, they know everything.
It's so true.
What were some of those moments that like kind of stick out to you that were like big, like learning moments for you and for me?
See, honestly, you guys were really good kids.
But you and I had some big battles though sometimes.
Yeah, but when you were a teenager.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. At any time.
Oh.
I mean, when I'm still living under the same roof as you, you still had to deal with all my bullshit.
Oh, yeah, you just wait.
Yeah, but like, tell me about that. What is that like?
Well, I mean, it's just a learning curve being a parent, you know, and if your kids do wrong things, you gotta just deal with it. And I don't know.
Was there like a moment that I got in a lot of trouble that you had to like bail me out of or anything?
Oh, yes. When you punched that girl in the face in school.
She had it coming though.
It's the only time.
But okay, so yes, I did punch a girl in the face in high school. But she was mean to me from like 8th grade through to, I think I punched her in the face when I was in like 10th or 11th grade. So we had a little bit of a checkered past, and then she kind of had it coming. But one rule that you always said to me, that is something I still feel like I'm going to say to my kid, is if like someone gives you a hard time or if someone hits you, you make sure that you hit them back twice as hard.
Absolutely.
But it's crazy because we don't live in a world that's like that anymore. You know?
Yeah. I mean, that part of it, other than, you know, people who just like to get in fights and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. For that, it's terrible.
But it is like, it's such a different time though, of like, it is enough that it's like, I mean, it is a long time ago. Let's not date ourselves, but like how different it is raising a kid now versus what it would have been like for you raising us. Like we didn't have social media to worry about.
And I'm so glad because we did so much. We went hiking, bicycling, camping all the time.
Yeah, that's something that I worry about with having a kid now is like, will they be so wrapped up in being on like watching, not even just TV. TV is one thing. I feel like TV is going to be like the lesser of all of the evils. It's like spending time on social media. Obviously, we're also aware of all like the bullying that happens online.
Yeah.
To even just like the simple of like turning on a phone and being able to put a filter over your face. Mm-hmm. Like that's something I really don't want my daughter to have in her head, to think she has to look different than how she actually looks.
I know, but you know, once they get to that age, some of the things might be of benefit to them.
Sure.
Like learn if you, you know, like say you have like, you can get all these learning things for kids on those, that's okay. But yeah, I hate it when I go in a restaurant and I see the mom, dad, kids are not even talking. They're on these stupid things. It's like, nobody's that important. Turn it off.
100%.
Yeah.
And we all fall victim to it. Like even last night when we were all downstairs watching a movie, like I on purpose left my phone upstairs. Now I'm not doing anything on there. I'm playing a stupid word game that I don't need to be on there doing, but it distracts you. You're not hanging out with the people that you're in the room with. You're not even watching the movie that you paid $5.99 to rent. Like none of those things happen where like to be able to give yourself a little breather. I think we all kind of need it. I think that's why so many people have so many like mental health issues now too.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you ever feel like that when you're like on your phone too long that you feel like weird?
No.
Really? Oh, I do.
I'm not on my phone that much.
You're on your phone a bit.
Well, since I'm here, because I've been looking for stuff.
I feel like that sometimes. I'll be on my phone sometimes. I feel like I can feel myself getting like almost anxious or like a short fuse, which I have anyways. But like I'm just like on my phone, it makes me feel a certain way. So I feel like being able to like take a step back from that.
Yeah, but you're probably really on your phone 100 times more than me.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But still, it's being able to like recognize that and take a step back. Okay, so you mentioned us going like hiking and camping and all that. How did you manage to always do all of these? Like we went on so many different trips and you always kept things really fun, but you were doing it as a single mom. How did you do that?
Well, the thing is, I love doing it.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, that's how I grew up.
Yeah. But was there, I mean, even just like financially, was there ever times that you were like, felt like you were strapped to be able to pull something like that off and still just? Like,
oh, yeah, I did. I shouldn't really say this, but it was time to.
Ooh, I like where we're headed.
If I needed to get groceries and I didn't have any money, I had 2 bank accounts. So I write a check to myself, put it in. It's actually fraud.
Great. You heard it here first, everybody.
So anyway, so I'd put it into my other bank and then it would bounce. But by the time it bounced, I have time to cover it. So I learned how to manage.
Robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah. And then I was a hooker for a while. So no, I wasn't.
Whatever you got to do to make ends meet, right?
But I would have had I needed to do that.
But you like, I never remember there being times of not being able to do things. Like even like when I was like playing ringette, which could get really expensive from like getting new skates and new equipment and like just a registration for the year is like $1,000 or whatever.
Yeah. Well, your dad was always good about splitting on all that stuff with me.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
How did you and dad meet? Tell me you're like, what was your first date with dad?
Oh gosh. I think he just came to my apartment before, you know.
Anyway, that's pretty unremarkable. That's kind of what happened with John and I.
Yeah. And I met him when I was only in Toronto for about, I think I moved here when I was 20 or 21.
From like Ottawa.
From Ottawa, yeah. To Toronto.
Yeah.
And of course, everybody I met was in the music industry because Marilyn was working in it. Pat was working in it.
Marilyn's my aunt, my mom's sister, Pat, her husband.
Yeah. So we went to all kinds of things and I just met him.
So you just met him casually. Did somebody introduce you guys to like set you up to go on a date?
Oh, no.
So you saw dad and thought that he was a hot number and you wanted to have a little piece.
Yeah. Well, I always heard everybody talk about texts and I would text. Okay.
Let's go back because what people don't understand, and maybe you're not even comfortable talking about this. I think it's fine.
What? Oh, okay. What?
But so you were married before dad.
Yeah. I got married when I was about 18, if you can imagine.
How, like, what?
And then, let me just tell you this little story.
Okay, buckle up.
So we were gonna buy a Subway place. Close.
What is that?
Subway.
Like a Subway sandwich?
Yeah, Subway sandwich.
Oh.
And so I went down to, check it out and everything because it wasn't in Ottawa. We were in Ottawa, and then I just had a feeling he was messing around on me.
This mother.
So I went home. His car wasn't there, and I went, okay, I just hid my car so he couldn't see it. Comes in the door with a girl from work.
No.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Oh, I started beating the crap out of her. Yeah.
You should beat the crap out of him.
Oh,
He got it too. Everyone got some.
Oh, geez.
Everyone got these Carole hands. And then you guys divorced, obviously.
I
like,
moved
right
to
after.
Toronto the next day.
Oh, okay. I got very lucky with John.
Oh yeah.
Like, what a dreamboat, right?
He's the best.
What a handsome, nice man.
Except for when he dresses like a gorilla and scares the crap out of me. Oh my gosh.
Did you ever have like sort of similar concerns for me before I met John of if I was gonna like find the right person or?
Well, you know, I can't even think about that because what's going to happen is going to happen, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you hope your kids are going to meet someone and,
yeah,
you know, but we already had that problem in our family and, you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's really.
I always had really nice boyfriends though.
Yeah.
I never had like any like mean boyfriends that you didn't like.
No.
They were all nice. So
yeah.
But not marriage material. No offense, you guys. Not for me. But they were all really great.
No,
truly.
Not marriage material.
No, but they were all really, really great guys. But you know, you find like that right person all of a sudden. It's like, and it is funny how that happens because honestly, like anyone that I had been dating before was truly like a solid dude. Like I never dated anyone that was like mean to me or like, you know, anyone I was with was really, really good. But then you get with the person that you're actually supposed to be with, and you're like, oh, that's the difference.
Oh yeah.
And it's like this like non-tangible thing to be able to like really put your finger on. But once you find it, you're like, oh, that's the move.
Yeah.
Did you feel that with your husbands? Because you got married again after Dad too, but we don't really need to get into him. He was a
Your dad?
No.
Oh
no, Jim.
Oh, Jim is a psychopath. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, he's absolutely insane.
I think it was his uniform that attracted me because he was a paramedic.
Oh yeah. You're a sucker. You like a bad boy too.
I do.
You like if there's like a guy on like a motorcycle that like might be a part of a gang, that's your kind of guy. You'd be like, all right, what are you doing later? Let's go smoke a cigarette out back, do a shot of whiskey. Not that you do shots of whiskey or smoke cigarettes, but you would in the right circumstance.
Well, maybe smoke, but no whiskey.
Yeah. Okay, how concerned were you for me when I was finishing up high school and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do?
Oh my God. I was actually horrified that you decided you're going to LA. And I'm like, what? You were only 18 because you turned 19 there, right?
I think it was either 18 turned 19 or 19 turned 20.
No, I think it was 18, 19.
Either it was one of them. Yeah,
I cried all the way there.
You did.
I cried all the way back. It was so awful leaving you there.
Okay, but even like prior to that, so prior to me even getting ready to wanting to go to LA, but like when I came to you and I was like, I didn't know, like I finished high school, which like I never even went, like I hated going to high school.
Yeah.
I was skipping
home. Yeah, I hated
like,
it in high school too.
I was just over it because I already kind of knew what I wanted to do, even if like subconsciously I kind of knew what I wanted to do. But I remember coming to you and Dexter, I will always remember the time that I called Dad and was like, can I have $250 to sign up for the Second City classes? And that's when I was like, I'm going to do that instead of going to college.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Did that
honestly
ever make you be like, oh,
because I honestly think sometimes college, university is just a waste of time. I think you need, if you're not going to do like something that you're doing, like go get a trade.
Yeah.
You
know?
know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But like you weren't worried that you're like, what is my daughter about to do? She's going to go waste a bunch of her time. Maybe she's not going to be successful.
No, I never thought that.
Really?
No. Why would I think that?
Well, because it's a long shot. If someone's going to be able to like make any kind of a living in like the entertainment world, it can be a bit of a stretch.
Oh, yeah. No.
Okay. Well, put that in your pipe and smoke it. I guess we were always ready to go. But okay. So then once I started like auditioning, doing all my trying to like book jobs, you did have an issue at first. So remember when I was doing Rippin' It and Lippin' It, my show on Bite TV, because you hated that I would like swear so much and like that I had like a potty mouth on TV because you thought that I wasn't supposed to talk like that on TV. And now look at this. I say all sorts of Why did that bother you?
What?
When I would like swear on TV, you used to hate it.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're so young and pretty. It's like, oh, do you have to swear, Renee?
It's great juxtaposition. It's charming.
But I mean, You probably do that because I swear.
Well, that's what made it so like pot calling the kettle black, where I was like, excuse me? You're mad at me for swearing. I learned my best swear words.
I think
from
it gets
you.
the point across really clearly if you include swearing.
I agree. It adds a little spice, a little flair into your sentence.
And in England, I mean, they tell people to off all the time. Like,
and
it means nothing. It just means go.
Yes. No, it's so different.
I wish people here, I love it. I'd be telling people to off all day long.
Well, I wouldn't do that in America. People are a little.
They are. Yeah.
Right. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
It would be a little, honestly, there's times here that like, I don't honk often or anything, but like,
oh God, I would never do that here.
You think about when people have like those road rage incidences and someone pulls out a gun.
Did you see that movie?
Oh, the Russell Crowe one?
Yeah.
No, because you were just telling me about that one. But that happened.
Yeah.
People are losing their minds.
Yes.
What a weird time.
I would never honk at anybody in the States. Canada, I'd be like, honk.
Move, mother.
Sorry.
Only meant it for a second. Thanks for sorry.
Doing my makeup. Sorry.
No, it is really like, you have to like think about stuff like that so much more now. It's absolutely insane. Okay, so you didn't like when I was like swearing a bunch. And
well, just because you were still so young.
Yeah, but I remember us getting in like arguments about it because I think you thought, and like in her defense, honestly, if I go back and watch it, it does sound like, but I didn't know what I was doing. And I was so like, just figuring out who I was on camera. I was figuring out my own voice. And for me, when I thought about like being like a TV host, it was very much like, I was like, well, I don't want to just be like this presenter and whatever. I was like, no, I wanted to be like, I wanted to, I loved Sarah Silverman. I loved Chelsea Handler.
Yeah.
I love Joan Rivers, and like Joan Rivers was one, like, especially when I was doing like hosting stuff, like you watch the stuff that she would say on like red carpets and you're like, oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Where that was more what I wanted to do.
Yeah. And
I was just trying to figure all that out. But I mean, there's times that I go back and I'm like, oh my God, well, how did this make it to air? What the and I didn't know what I was doing, but that's part of like the learning experience.
But even like when you called your YouTube thing Oral Sessions, I'm like, oh, you really want to use that one?
Here we are, Oral Sessions up and running. We've got people that work on the show. You saw them. So stop questioning me. I mean, you weren't the only person to question that. Even when I said it to John at first, he was like,
yeah.
But then literally later that day, he was like, I actually really like it. So he came around. But because honestly, I truly, truly did not mean it as a sexual innuendo.
Mm.
That is not what I had in mind. I mean, obviously that's what comes to mind when you think of Oral Sessions, duh. But I was like, the way my stupid idiot brain worked, I was like, well, it's just about a show about great conversations that come from your mouth. Oral sessions. Like, how come you can take an oral test and people don't think you're just giving someone a blowjob? Right? Did people think that if you say I have an oral exam? See? Yeah. People don't think like that. But for some reason, oral sessions tips people off. It's not really what I had in mind, but I stuck to my guns. I kept it. I love the name of this show, but yeah, often like when guests are on, they're like, cool show name, or like, I'm sure there's like research go into like, what is this show? What are you talking about? Gotta keep it a little cheeky, keep people on the edge of their seat. Okay, so I moved to LA. I was very far away from you. I had money. I had no money. I was working at that one bar under the table because I was also in America illegally. Not illegally. I would stay for like the 6 months and then go back to Canada. So it's not like I was just like, and I was only there for about 9 months or so. So I came home for Christmas and then I went back.
Oh, Christmas and back. Yeah.
Yeah. I came home at Christmas and then, but I honestly think that's kind of bending the rules. I don't think that works anymore. I think it can be only 6 months. I thought it was like, I can stay for 6 months, cross the border and then come back again. And that's not how it works.
No.
But
you could,
what I was trying to pull off.
Yeah.
Anyways, who cares? That was literally 1,000 years ago. But yeah, how stressful was that for you? Having a kid in a different country.
It was the worst.
With no money. no means to make any. I had no experience. I had not even worked as like an entertainer, really. Like maybe I was like an extra in something. Well, I had been an extra in the Kelly Clarkson music video.
Mm-hmm. And Tom Green.
I think I did that when I got home.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that was before. Like, I think literally me playing a bridesmaid in the Kelly Clarkson music video was like the most TV experience I had. And I was like, I'm ready to go to America. I'm ready to go to Hollywood. I'm ready to go.
You know what? What was I going to say now? After you went to LA, I had renters in the bottom of my house at that really nice basement apartment.
Yeah.
And the young guy who lived down there, he came and he said, "Are you okay, Carole?" And I said, "Why?" And he says, "There's a lot of wine bottles in the."
I thought you meant you could like hear you sobbing. Oh my God. No. My neighbors went through my trash cans. They'd be saying that to me for years. It's actually one of the nice things about being pregnant is when I take out the trash, it's not clink, 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 clink anymore.
Yeah.
It will be soon, but my garbage has had a nice little break.
Yeah, we'll chill the that champagne and bring it. Are you allowed to have it at the hospital?
I think so. Who doesn't have champagne? I mean, people pop a bottle of champagne when you have a baby. It's time to celebrate.
Yeah.
Though I think popping that cork seems a little scary.
Honestly.
Right?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't hit the baby. If it hits like a nurse or something, I can, I guess, handle that. Hopefully it doesn't, but as long as it doesn't hit the baby. Ooh, welcome to the world. Your middle name is now Vuv. Sorry, baby. What were times that like I called you and like, did you ever think that I was gonna like throw in the towel and not keep pursuing this?
Well, you were very sad when you came back, and that made me very sad. But no, I knew that you'd.
So well, just for like context for people. So I ended up coming back home. I was living in Los Angeles for the 9 months, whatever. But like I said, I had no experience. I didn't know what the I was doing. I just felt like I was ready to go and I'm going to move, but I had no agent. I had no visa. I had no resume. Like I literally had nothing. I didn't have 2 dimes to rub together. I made $50 a night that I worked 3 nights a week. I had no money. But then I got sick, remember? Mm-hmm. And that was my first realization of like the American healthcare system where I was like, wait, what?
And she phones me and she's crying. I'm like, oh my God.
I didn't realize you couldn't just go to the doctor. That was going to cost me like $1,000 to be able to just get like a checkup. And I had like a really, really bad cold. And that's when I was like, I got to go home. That was it for me. But I like, it was truly that like heart. I really like, I can remember that pain. Because I felt like I had failed myself. I felt like a loser. I felt like I just up. Yeah. That I wasted kind of everyone's time. Yeah. Because you came down to Los Angeles with me. You helped me get a car that like
found me a place to live.
You found me a place to live, which is like the most random story ever because you were sitting next to someone on a flight, right? Yeah. What happened?
Well, the lady was from Toronto. She was really, really funny because before the plane even was ready to take off, she goes, "Could we have a drink here?" And so anyway, I was just talking. I said, "Oh, my daughter wants to go to LA and I don't know where she's going to stay." And she said, "Well, I have this friend and she has a room." And she said, "It's a really nice place." And that was Gwen.
That's where I was living. That's how happens in Canada.
Yeah. And then Gwen was coming down to the music festival.
Film festival,
sorry, in Toronto. Yeah. So we went and met with her and she was really nice. Yeah. Yeah. Remember when we first met Ida? She was like a brat.
Oh yeah.
And then she apologized like, "Oh, what are you doing in my house?" Yeah.
Yeah. But she was lovely. Her and I got along so well. I lucked out so much living with them. Yeah. They were fantastic.
I love those guys.
Yeah, they're great. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it was just this like random coincidence of like, all right, so you're going to hang out here. You're going to move in here. I was working under the table at this it was actually a cool little spot called The Mint. But anyways, and I came home. Once I realized, I just burped. I don't know if that picked up on the mic. Sorry. Came home, started working at the Score. Well, no, we don't need to get into all my career. Who really gives a but not who gives a fuck, but it's old news. Who really cares?
Honestly.
Who cares? Really? Okay, so what, like, I guess even for like you're making it seem like Eric and I never really had too many like struggles, but obviously there was kind of along the way a little bit.
Well, I think it was hard on you when your dad and I split up.
Was it?
But well, honestly, I think it was with Eric.
My brother's 2 years older than me. Yeah. He probably had like a better concept of it, and I think boys need their dads more, maybe. Do you think that's true? I don't know.
I don't know. Honestly, because your dad traveled so much.
Right.
It's not like he had that anyway.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of true.
But I did all of your guys' sports with you.
Yeah.
I did everything.
Yeah, like you even like coached our teams and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did it all. Okay, so what's like your advice to me? How do I become a good mom?
Well, teach your kid to be kind.
Mm-hmm. But not too kind. We don't want to push over. Right?
No. Oh no.
We need a fine line of like being nice to people.
Well, maybe the word's polite.
Okay, so be kind, be polite, but like a big thing for me is the taking no. But that's like a fine line. Like, don't be an asshole with the taking no.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Know your own limitations.
Yes. Yeah. Like, and I never wanted you guys to get bullied or anything. So,
Yeah, and neither of us really did. Thank God.
No, because you had so much confidence.
Right. And the one time I did get bullied, I punched her in the face. Yeah. But then we became friends after, and it's totally fine. But
I know they called me from the school and they said, "Oh, Renee's in the principal's office," and I went, "Oh, okay." And said she punched a girl in the head, and I went, "Oh." And I said, "Can I speak to Renee?" And Renee says, "Hi, Mom." And I said, "What was her name?"
We don't need to say.
Oh yeah. Anyway, I said, "Oh, was it that girl?" And she went, "Yeah." And I went, "Good girl, I'll be right there to get you."
I felt like I was like the school hero at that point because she was mean to a lot of people.
There was like a crowd waiting outside to cheer
I felt like
you on.
I got my flowers that day. People were like, "Hell yeah, fight!" But it was over in like 2 seconds. But that was like the quintessential, like, all right, I've let this go for a long time, and you finally said something to my face, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then we got in a fight.
I know, but you know what? That's built in you.
100%.
For me, because I would kill for you guys.
You are also just like scrappy in general.
I don't think I am so much now.
I think you are always a hair away from becoming scrappy, which I am too. I'm like that. I can be so nice, but if someone like with me, I'm like, oh, here we go.
Oh yeah, no. If someone messes with me,
yeah,
you're gonna regret it.
You've got it coming. That can be a difficult thing to deal with because sometimes I get on myself about that because I can be a total hothead, as you know, but so can you. She can too. I learned it from her, so it's funny because you always give me for being like that, but I am aware of when I do it. But it's crazy because once it happens, it's really hard to go back. You're like, I know I'm going over that mountain. I see it coming a mile away. But it's really hard to like stop. Are you like that too? Can you talk yourself off the ledge when you feel yourself getting fired up?
Honestly, I haven't got fired up for a long, long time because I live by myself like for like 15 years now.
Right.
But before that, when we went camping and that guy was making all that noise.
Oh yeah, you hit him over the head with a flashlight.
I hit him over the head with a flashlight, yeah.
I mean, Carole is wild.
So, yeah.
That was a really long time ago, though.
Yeah.
Like, even like if you're like, you've not
2
been,
weeks ago.
Yeah. You've not been in a relationship for how long?
I'd say 15 years. Isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Do you miss being in a relationship?
No.
There's not even any part of it that you miss.
No.
Why do you function so well as a solo act?
Because I like my own company. And I have friends. I talk to everybody, but yeah.
What about, you don't miss like the intimacy?
No.
Really?
I have my share of that. So we're good. We're all good there. That's all. That store's closed.
Been there, done that. It's because I always kind of look at it where like, I wish that you would date. You're a great catch.
I am, but I can be a if someone's in my face, though.
Wow. True. Very true.
Yeah.
But don't you like wish that you don't want like someone to like grow old with?
No. I have my dog.
Well, sure. She's got a window. We all do.
I have my dog, my knitting, my crocheting.
And then now some grandbabies.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely wouldn't want to be in a relationship with grandbabies. I wouldn't want that.
Why?
Because I wouldn't want that to come in between me and the grandbabies.
Okay, but so now you're here in Las Vegas. You don't want to like scope out what like the dating scene is like here?
No.
Why?
I'm not. It's not even in my brain anymore.
That's not totally true. You did tell me that you were hankering for...
okay. Do not talk about that. Oh my God, Renee, I'll kill you.
We don't have to get into specifics. I'm just saying
No.
All I'm saying is that you're an adult woman with blood in your veins. You know? There's a pulse.
It was just like a passing, We're good now.
A fleeting thought
that is
now gone. Okay. For birth, what is your advice for me?
Well, like it was so different when I had a baby. I mean, you go in, you don't go to like classes and do all that.
Do you think that stuff's all bull?
Like,
probably. Do you think of like, not that I think it's like, I don't think it's stupid, but do you think it's just, do you think that we, like my generation is all very like, I don't want to say we're soft, but we're always like, well, how, like, even just like for me having my baby, so many people are like, what's your birth plan? Do you have a doula? Do you have all these things? Like, do you think that stuff is like just,
I think it's just
things?
Ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, people don't need all that stuff. It's insane.
Well, that's sort of
and even like the number of like, I don't even think we had ultrasounds when I was pregnant.
You must have.
I don't think so.
But they would just listen to the heartbeat or something?
It was like, yeah, like I'm pretty sure, like, because
you
was in 83.
85 for me.
Yeah.
Did you, because you didn't know the gender for either of us?
No.
Was that just because it wasn't, it must have been an option.
No.
Really?
Not back then. No.
I don't know when that changed.
Yeah, me neither.
Huh. Okay, so what if my vagina rips open?
They'll sew it back up. I don't know why they don't do episiotomies.
Because that's what makes you tear more. That's why they stopped doing it. Because it starts an episiotomy. It's mostly men that listen to this. So
listen up.
The episiotomy is when they like cut your vagina to like make more space.
Yeah.
Or to like help it. I mean, it's going to stretch. That's a fact, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think the episiotomy is what leads it to like that, and then people
it's
get
like a
real
tear
tears.
Just starting.
Exactly. It's like you give it a.
I had
centimeter.
episiotomy, so what can I say?
Oh well, I guess to each their own. But
they just sew it back up.
How long were you out? Like not? Could you sit down?
Oh,
do I need a blow?
Well, see, back then,
thing? Like one of those hemorrhoid pillows. Should I buy one of those?
Probably would help. Yeah.
It is crazy, like the medical that you don't think about, or like the conversations that I've had with John. I mean, we're so open about everything anyways, but there's times that like I'll tell him like I didn't poop today, or like this happened.
Oh.
Like, the things that you don't even prepare to happen during pregnancy that you're like, I mean, I tell him literally everything, whether he wants to hear it or not.
Yeah. Gotta prepare him.
Yeah. Oh,
I told you.
Well, the main thing that I know that he got advice, finding out that we were having a daughter, is everyone's like, make sure to wipe her from front to back.
Yeah.
So that she doesn't get poop in her vagina.
Yeah.
This is a riveting episode of.
And again,
you guys.
And again, I don't remember that being an issue when you were a baby.
Well, I mean, that is a fact. But I guess
But we didn't get all these stupid little classes to learn all this.
Well, but now, I mean, but it is a fine line. So I'm with you on that. Some of the stuff does feel like fluffy fringe bullshit of like, all right. But
she's coming out.
She's coming out one way or the
other. She's going to survive.
Yeah. That's why I don't feel so nervous about it, where I'm like, well, she's coming out. Like, whether I participate or I like, whether I pick a certain path that I think is going to be better for me or not, like, she's coming out. Whether I need a C-section, she comes out naturally. Who knows?
Yeah.
Whether, I don't know, I could give a million different other ways that I'm going to deliver this baby, but yeah, it's going to happen no matter what. So there's no point in like stressing yourself out about it. But the one thing that I do want us to do is like the CPR class. That's important.
That's very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should do that tonight, maybe.
Okay.
Because the baby could be here at any moment. And you love her name, right? We're not saying her name. Is John downstairs? Ask him if he cares if we say it. He won't care. Okay, so we're naming our baby Nora, which is a tribute to your mom, who was Eleanor. Mm-hmm. Nobody called her Nora, but it just seemed to me like a nice little homage to Nanny without it being full Eleanor, but to just have like a little bit of Nanny carry on.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Nanny was the best.
She was the best.
Yeah. Absolute best. And it makes me like, it does make me sad that John never got to meet Nanny, but I do love that he was so on board with us naming our daughter after her. Yeah. And it was such a no-brainer of like, 100% that's her name.
And even when John was in Nova Scotia and you guys went to see my dad.
Granby,
oh my God, he was such a sweetheart. Like following my dad around, my dad showing him everything in his shit. But my dad was starting to get dementia then.
But he had a good day that day, which was great because I wasn't sure what we were going to get. So John had a house show in Halifax, and my grandparents lived in Pictou, which is about an hour outside of Halifax. And I wasn't sure what version of Grampy we were going to get that day, but I was so happy that Grampy and John got to meet. Oh, and all he wanted to do was show John his shed, showing him his fence.
Oh like, yeah.
Yeah, all the best.
His garbage cans.
Yeah.
It's funny. We had a yard sale down there. Cindy and I had one to get rid of some of their stuff.
Cindy's my mom's sister.
And so, my grandpa would come out. And like his dimensions, it's starting to kick in. Mm-hmm. And he'd have people and he'd be taking them in his shed to sell all of his tools. I went, no, don't buy them. Yeah, don't buy them.
This isn't real. Just play along.
Yeah.
Do you think that Grampy got dementia so quickly because Nanny passed? That he just sort of, how that like happens when people have been together for so long and one goes and the other one just kind of fades.
Well, I mean, he did kind of have it a little bit before Nanny died.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I
don't
think that would give you dementia. Grief.
No, but I think the human body is weird how it handles.
And see, dementia is like in the brain too, right? So, but and he was always like a moody bugger. Oh my God.
Sure was. It was like me. I was a favorite grandchild, so I was always good.
Oh my God, he was so moody. Oh, jeez.
Runs in the family, everybody. Oh. But you love our baby's name, right?
Yeah, I love Nora. It's very cute.
Sweet girl.
You can tell the middle name or no?
Yeah, it's Murphy. So she's gonna be Nora Murphy Good. And Murphy was a name that I really loved.
My sister's dog's name is Murphy.
Okay, it's not named after my aunt's dog. I assure you that. I just think it's like a cute little, like spunky little name.
Yeah, I like it for the middle name.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it for her first name too, but that got shut down really quick. But yeah, I mean, we kind of came upon her name really quickly. John and I both had agreed to Nora like forever ago, like really, really early on.
I know, but then when you called me about a month ago, you went, you know what?
Well, it's hard naming a person is really stressful. Like, is that going to be her name? Like my only hang up is not being able to short form it to something, but I know I'm going to call something will happen.
Oh, she'll end up getting called Baby or I don't know.
Yeah. I'll probably call her Chicky.
Missy
was a big thing Nanny used to always call me.
Yeah. Oh, me
Missy
too.
And Chicky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Missy's a good one.
Yeah.
Actually, Jessie, your dad's mom, calls me Missy.
Oh, does she?
They used to always call me Missy.
Yeah, I feel like that's one that will be like past him 100%.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah, it is sweet. All right. Well, I mean, is there anything else you want to talk about here? You sure you don't want to air out your sexual history?
No. Oh my gosh, don't even say that.
Ew, I look like a house. Can you believe how huge I am? Like, what is happening here? All I can see is a massive face and a ton of boobs.
It makes you look, I look like I'm fat in it too. It's just
You don't. You look skinny. I'm a little closer to the camera than you are. I need to if I sat back here, but then the mic would, whatever. I'm just huge right now. It is what it is. I'm about to deliver a baby. I'm 9 months pregnant. What do you people want from me? Let me be fat. Let me be fat and let me live.
What else could we talk about that we?
I like getting advice things from you.
Oh, okay. Hit me.
But I don't know what else to ask you. Advice on having a baby. Advice on going through labor. Those are sort of
how about advice on getting Christmas presents when you were a little kid?
Oh, and gifts to buy?
Well, how I did it.
Oh, okay. How did you do it?
I would just put everything on layaway at Walmart and then just gradually pay it off until Christmas Day.
Oh, that's smart. That's smart. Stash them around the house.
And I actually used my dad actually did this because we had 6 kids. And he would take out a loan before Christmas at a horrible rate.
Oh my gosh.
And just so that they could buy all of us presents and everything. Yeah. And then he'd pay it off during the year.
That's really
sweet. He did that all the time.
That is really sweet.
Yeah.
We John and I often go back and forth. Not that we go back and forth on it. It's kind of just our opinion on it. But we really don't want to spoil her.
Oh my God.
Easier said than done, right? But so here's actually
I didn't spoil you guys though, I don't think.
Yeah, you did.
No, you had things, but I consider spoiled someone who has everything and is a little brat.
Well, that's for sure.
And you're definitely not going to let that happen.
Oh, hell no.
No.
So we were watching the Booker T A&E documentary, and his sister was in there saying how because they didn't have a lot of toys, it made them use their imagination. I was like, that's true.
Yeah.
And that's actually a thing that I keep reading too, is don't give your kids a bunch of toys because then they don't care about them.
Yeah.
And you have the ones that you like and that you enjoy.
Yeah, you guys did have a bunch of toys.
We had a lot of toys.
Yeah.
And Nora already has a lot of toys.
Yeah.
There's already a ton in there. Which she's not going to use for forever, but I felt like she needed some to welcome her into the world, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, something. I don't know.
I know. Eric just, told me basically stop sending toys to Paul. They don't have enough room.
Yeah, I mean, we live in an apartment in Toronto. I don't blame
him.
I don't blame him at all. I'd be like, all right.
I've seen him twice.
Yeah.
In 9 months.
I've not even been able to meet him because I can't cross the border. Well, I could cross the border at this point, but now being so pregnant, I can't travel anywhere now.
And they would make you quarantine for.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
I'd have to be gone for a month, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Yeah. All right, Mom. Thanks for joining me on Oral Sessions. It was fun having you on for a little chit chat.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, next time I'll get you to give us the real dirt. This was a tame version, but I know that you have a lot of skeletons in your closet, and I will share them out here.
We need to do a show after so that we can both drink wine.
Oh, great!
And it'll come out.
It'd be great too is to have John chime in here. I feel like you'll chat with him more than you will with me.
Yeah. No, that's not true.
Yeah, I would.
No, I see your point. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah. He would poke and prod you.
Oh my God.
Where I feel like you think I'm gonna pull one over. I'm gonna say I know all your actual secrets and you're afraid I'm gonna let them out. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out. This has been Oral Sessions with my mom, Carole, who's gonna be a nanny. 2 times coming up real soon.
Yeah.
Any day now.
Oh, I forgot my nanny t-shirt.